Hey guys, I just wanted to talk today about stuff that's been going on in the YouTube community recently. Firstly, yes I know my hair looks like shit, but I'm going to be getting it sorted before I go to Tatanov and meet Dan and Phil, so I'm going to look all beautiful. But for this video I look a bit bleh. I just wanted to start filming and worry about that later. Because otherwise, I know what I'm like, I'll procrastinate and it won't get done. Anyway, moving swiftly on, I just wanted to talk about some stuff that's been going on Twitter. And there are some bangs outside because it is of course the 5th of November. Another thing you might notice is the Dan and Phil posters have fallen down, they are on the floor, and I haven't been bothered to fix them, so that's why my backdrop looks crap. So I was on Twitter, as I usually am, and I saw a lot of stuff going on with Anisian. Now, Anisian is a YouTuber. He's someone I've always kind of looked up to, although he's, like, some people think he's controversial and he makes jokes about things that you shouldn't joke about, and he's not very PC. He often had a good message and, you know, tried to encourage people in a positive way, in my opinion. So I was quite surprised at the stuff that I was seeing. Firstly, he was being quite mean to his wife on Twitter, and they were having an argument, which I didn't really agree with. He was having a go at her for eating meat, and I didn't feel comfortable with the way that he was being with her on the internet. Some of you will know that I've been in relationships that aren't very positive, and I know what it's like, and I felt kind of sorry for her. Then I saw a video they did together where she dressed up as his characters, and they seemed really cute together, and I thought, oh, you know, they are, you know, they seem like a happy couple. Maybe it was just an off-the-hand argument, maybe everything's fine. And he's recently been saying stuff that could come across as fairly racist. He's been speaking up against Black Lives Matters, which, for whatever reason, like, you're doing it, you shouldn't do that. And a lot of people disagreed with him and the stuff he was saying. So a lot of people turned to his wife and had a go at her and said that she shouldn't let her man talk like that. And she can't control the guy, like, you know, you can't blame the wife for that, blame him. So when she did speak up and tell him to stop, she was accused of being argumentative with her man in public, so I guess she can't win. He did quite publicly have a go at her. I then saw something retweeted by Nathan Zed, who is a really positive YouTuber. His channel name is The Third Pew. So he retweeted something that Anisian had said, and he'd been having a go at his wife for being a fan of a band that were mean to him once, and she didn't know that they'd been mean to him until he just tweeted it then, but he was really having a go at her for being a fan of this band and saying that she wasn't standing by her man, and quite publicly being quite mean to her. And I was just really shocked because, like, as a fan of him and his wife as well, she's also a YouTuber and they make videos together, I thought they were a really happy, nice couple. I know from experience that seemingly happy couples aren't always happy couples and you can't always judge a book by its cover. But I was surprised, and she's been tweeting recently, her name's Lainey, she's been tweeting that she sounds quite depressed, like she doesn't really know what to do with her life. She sounds quite upset, and her fans have been supporting her, but she has been getting hate from people because she's married to the guy. I don't know for how much longer if they keep going at this rate, but the whole scenario was just completely ridiculous, and it got me thinking about problematic faves. Now, I'm also a fan of All Time Low's music, and a while back, it's another one about Black Lives Matters, Alex Gaskarth from All Time Low argued against Black Lives Matters and said it should be all lives matter, which people who support that movement feel is missing the point, and people argued with him and he apologised and corrected himself, and you know, it was in the past, and I thought, you know what, maybe he didn't fully get the point, now he does, he's apologised, leave the man alone. And I'm willing to give people another chance if they apologise. However, he's recently said in Kerrang or Sun magazine that he supports Donald Trump. Again, problematic faves. And I started tweeting that there's nothing worse than having problematic faves, which isn't, like, really accurate. I mean, having cancer, you know, there are things that are a lot worse than having a problematic fave. But when you have a problematic fave, what happens is, you know, you've idolised someone, you've seen them as a good role model, you've seen them as a good person, maybe even like a friend, someone who possibly could be your friend, someone who you see as a good person and they bring some happiness into your life. And then when you discover that this isn't true, you feel disappointed, you feel, I guess, betrayed because this person's maybe shown a false idea of what they're like. You feel disheartened, you feel disillusioned. And it's the same as if you have an actual friend or partner who turns out to be not as nice as you thought they were. You feel disappointed and, I guess, lied to when this happens. And you kind of build up these hopes and then the hopes are let down. And it is really disappointing, more than people would probably realise. So there's been a lot of this going on with YouTubers, I've heard All Time Low have said problematic things, and Five Sauce always seem to be in trouble for something transphobic or whatever. It's ridiculous, and I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe don't idolise people too much. This is from fangirl number one, like this. These things are just here within reach. So maybe this is the pot calling the kettle black or something, but I think that you can have a healthy level of admiration for someone without overstepping the mark. You need to have the ability to detach yourself from the people. What I see a lot is people will idolise a certain person, and then the person will do something unforgivable and the people will make excuses for them, which isn't good. You need to know that this person who you look up to, who's always done nice things, and it is horrible, and it is the same with relationships and friendships as well, you need to know that you're still holding on to something, which means that, you know, if they were to do something terrible and you find out about it, you can detach yourself and go, I won't stand by these people, I realise what they did was bad. And it's hard, right? It's hard to be like that when you idolise someone or when they're your friend or whatever. I'm seeing Dan and Phil soon. I saw them at Tatanov. Tatanov was amazing, and I can't believe it was just a brilliant show, and I can't believe I'm going to meet them soon. But I need to know that if one of them did a terrible thing, if they were responsible for a horrible thing happening and they turned out to be horrible people, I would need to know that I can detach myself and not be like, oh, but they did it for this reason, and make excuses. Another example of problematic faves. A lot of you will know about Katrific, as in Kat, Dan and Phil's friend, who has fairly recently, I guess, been in trouble for defending a rapist who was her friend. And people will defend her and stand by her because, you know, she's their favourite YouTuber or something. But the point is, she defended a rapist. It's having a healthy connection with these famous people. And I honestly don't know how to tell you how to do that. I think it's personal to everyone. When I was studying yoga, we learned about detachment, which is what this is. To explain briefly, how to feel close to someone but be able to detach yourself from them, to not be codependent on this person. And I don't think I can teach people to do it. I think it's something very personal within your heart and your mind, how to make sure you're having a healthy relationship with celebrities. But I am aware that lots of people in YouTube fandoms and band fandoms are very young. And I don't mean that in a patronising way. We've all been young teenagers and been obsessed with a band. Busted. But that is a danger if you are on the internet and you are a fan of someone. If they become seen as terrible role models, you need to know that you can get out of that. And basically there is no easy way to do that. I think it's something that we just all have to work on within ourselves. So with the situation with Anissian and his wife, and the problematic things he was saying, I felt quite sad recently. It's been cushioned by Dan and Phil. Cushioned by the fact I've seen Dan and Phil live and I'm going to meet them and I've got all these exciting plans. So I'm very happy about one fandom I've been involved in. But it's still there that, you know, I thought this person was nice and stood up for good things, and they're obviously a kind of mean, horrible arsehole person. On a positive note, as I've said a couple of times in this video, I'm going to see Dan and Phil in 6 days and I'm going to meet them. I'm going to be a mess. I've already told you I've got a couple of presents for them that I've ordered. They're over there. I've made some things for them that I think they'll like, which I can show you now, because these aren't a spoiler. Certificate of friendship, and then they sign their names. This is to certify that Dan and Phil promise to always be best friends and support each other in their careers and in life. They will have each other's backs no matter where life takes them, and will continue to bless the world with their beautiful friendship and inspire others. And then authenticated by Sushi Roll Fan. So I keep a copy, which means I have their autograph essentially. I can frame it or whatever. And they keep They keep a copy, so they'll have my app, so they can, you know, follow me on Twitter as if they ever would. I did want to tell them in the flesh how they've saved my life and changed my life in so many ways, but I know I won't have the time. I'll have too much social anxiety, I'll forget how to speak, etc. I didn't know a coherent way that I could tell a story very quickly, so I drew it. So I made a little storybook for them. Amy's book is Not on Fire, The World of Sushi Roll Fan and Dan and Phil. It's like a comic. It tells the story of how they changed my life and things I was going through in my personal life. So I guess it starts kind of sad but ends happily, so it's okay. And then it's a lot like their book, the way it's designed. And then I have things that they do on their YouTube channels, but the IRL versions, so I've got like notebook support group instead of internet support group. And I've given them advice. So there's Dan's emotional baggage. And then there's Dan being a rat. And then there's Phil's emotional baggage. So like how Dan gives us advice in the internet support group, but this is me giving them advice. And like emotional support and love and all the things that a good fangirl should do. Truth. And then I've put people who love Dan and Phil, and I'm writing down messages. So if you have a message for Dan and Phil, you can either DM or tweet me on @SushiRollFan, or you can just put it in the comments here. So hopefully they'll enjoy it. So I'm going to have a little folder of these things, and I'm going to have my presents over there. I will be dropping hints as to what the presents are on my Twitter page. I mean, why not? Make it a game. See if people can guess what the presents are. You'll see Dan and Phil with their presents next Tuesday. Wow, oh my god. It's so soon, I'm so not ready. I will see you guys very soon. I hope you liked my unscripted rubbish video. And if you want to see more, obviously hit subscribe. And if you liked it, give it a like. I love all of you, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!